Welcome to the SNN Network Canada virtual event. I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Tom Rossiter, CEO of RESAAS. Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone tuned in. Thank you for creating the time to join this presentation on our company, RESAAS. We are a technology company listed on the TSX Venture Exchange with a listing on the OTCQB. Our ticker is RSS in Canada and RSASF in the United States. We have created a technology platform that has united the entire real estate industry. This is something that has not been done before. This is something that has not been done since. And this is something that is extremely significant to one of the biggest industries out there. Travel and real estate are the first and second largest industries out there. And RESAAS has been successful in creating a technology platform that brings together all players within the real estate sector. This is not a consumer-facing portal. This is not an app or a tool. This is an entire ecosystem dedicated to the industry side of real estate. That means real estate agents and their assistants, real estate brokers and offices, very large franchises and national brokerages, regulators, real estate boards, MLSs, software providers, any organization that services or interacts with the real estate industry plays inside the RESAAS ecosystem. I'm thrilled to be able to present today in this great event put on by SNN and tell you about the success we've had to date and the catalysts at play now that are starting to propel RESAAS to the next level. As you can see on the slide on the screen in front of you, we've worked extremely hard to reach a critical inflection point a few months ago, and that is that now more than 1 in 4 real estate agents in America uses RESAAS. We have over 500,000 agents on our platform, no consumers, just agents. So the quality of conversation is extremely high. It's industry focused, and it yields and results in unique real estate data that real estate agents cannot find anywhere else. I'll get into more of that shortly. Little summary on the right there. From a corporate standpoint, we're obviously publicly traded. We have strong insider holdings, a very tightly held share structure. We're very close to a number of shareholders. There are no warrants out. There is no debt on the balance sheet. Stock options are purely with staff, and we only have 72 million shares outstanding. So very clean cap table. We've worked very hard on the corporate side with good governance to make sure that RESAAS is constructed and built correctly. If I switch to the next slide, quick summary here. There's about 2 million agents in the United States of America. That's our total addressable market. We already have a quarter of those, and I would guess, an educated guess, that we have more of the productive agents because some agents are less productive. I think we have the ones that really take it seriously, and we continue to add agents. One of the key metrics at the bottom there is the number of referrals that get conducted each year within real estate. And anyone tuning in that's in a sales-based industry, you'll know that referrals are, one, extremely valuable, and two, the best kind of lead that a salesperson can receive. In real estate, referrals are everything. They're seen as the gold standard of lead. On the screen there, you see there's about 18 million referrals that transact agent to agent within real estate every year. This is a very large opportunity for RESAAS. We already process many, but with some of the advancements we've made to our platform and the growth that we've been experiencing, that number is starting to go up quite quickly. Okay, so here's what we've been up to, and this is why it's an exciting time for you to tune in and learn about our company. The inflection point we've reached is that we've proven the growth of our platform. We've proven the need for it. Product market fit is there. Growth has been achieved. milestones have been reached, and now we're turning on some new focuses to really elevate the fundamentals of our business and take it to the next level. This slide on the screen now is a quick summary of the phases that we've been up to and are about to embark on, and we'll dive into each of these individually coming up. Okay, step one, this is how we did it. This was our recipe, this was our playbook, and this is what set us up for the success we've experienced and what's about to unfold. The platform that we built is enterprise grade. We knew that if we got this right, that if the industry adopted this as we hoped they would, and they have, that the use of our platform would scale and go global quite quickly. To that extent, we spent the time to build this correctly. All of the technology is our own. We partnered with Microsoft to develop it, which means that it's very robust. It scaled extremely well. We've translated it into 22 languages. It supports 45 currencies. It's used in 160 countries around the world. We've taken the time to build what we believe is a true platform. You've all heard the word platform before. It's extremely overused. But to us, a true platform is an ecosystem that provides a foundation for an industry where everything revolves around the flow of data. That's what RESAAS is. There's nothing like it in the real estate industry. And we're extremely proud to have developed an ecosystem, not just of agents and their brokerages, which are some of our customers, and I'll dive into more of that soon, but other types of partners across the entire landscape. They span different technology companies, media companies, financial and fintech companies, all that have a relationship with the real estate sector. We have built an environment where they can play, they can integrate, and they can share in the original and unique data that RESAAS captures, all for the betterment and the advancement of the real estate industry and the agents within it. We've been very fortunate through hard work and great industry relations to be able to attract and have over 500,000 agents inside the RESAAS platform. A key piece to know about this is that the usage of our platform requires that all data flowing through it comes from the agents themselves. So it's original content, it's user-generated content. And importantly, the data that comes through our platform is owned by RESAAS. It's a very important part. It's part of the long-term value that this company is creating. RESAAS owns the unique data that we see. On the screen here, you can see that a number of leading brands, franchises, brokerages, and regulators have already adopted RESAAS. And if you look at the top of the slide on the right, for example, you'll see that we have a number of leading brands that actually compete with each other, all using our same platform. Now, people told us originally when we first had our idea of RESAAS and brought it to market that we were a little bit crazy, that we would never get brands that compete to share a single platform to trade, opportunity, collaborate, and share data. And yet we've proven that to be the case. We've proven that not only can agents collaborate if they're competing, but brands, brokerages, franchises, very large organizations within real estate that typically compete with each other all use RESAAS as the single platform to share opportunity, to share data, to share leads and referrals within their network, within their agents, and more broadly across the entire industry. Okay, I can't stress enough, this has never been done before and it's never been done since. We're the only platform for the industry. And really, our secret to success has been replicating the way that real estate agents operate in real life. We're not trying to remove them. We're not trying to replace what they do with technology. The reason this has been so successful and it's continuing to grow at the rate it is because we simply use technology to complement how relational, how social, how data-centric this industry is. On the next slide here, this is an important part of what we're doing today. We have facilitated collaboration across the industry. And really, guys, it lands into two main areas. The use of RESAAS is very broad. Agents are very social, and they use it for a channel to communicate with their peers around industry data. So it's very focused on business. But the two main topics, the two standout types of content that we see all day, every day, one is locally focused, one is more broadly focused. The local focus is RESAAS sees listings for sale before they go onto portals like Zillow and before they go into regulatory systems like MLSs. Okay, because we're agents only, we see and we hear and we get listings often days before anyone else. And as you know, anyone that's been in the real estate world from a buying standpoint, we all know that the really good listings, the good homes, they are the ones that come to market first. The sooner that you know about something in real estate, the better. And RESAAS sees listings before anyone else. That's a very important part to the cycle and the habit that we've formed. That attracts agents in very frequently to use our platform. And the general gist of that, as you can imagine, is if you're an agent, you need to know what's happening in your market. And if RESAAS gets listings before anywhere else, you need to use RESAAS so that you're aware of what's coming to market. In real estate markets like we've just seen earlier this year, where things move very quickly, where there's strong sellers markets, where there's just not enough supply to keep up with demand, many times listings will sell before they hit the market. This is something that RESAAS excels in because we get listings often within hours of it being signed by the seller and days before it goes on the market for everyone else. We see that data point. We see that listing come into the industry, and when it trades and closes before it hits the market, RESAAS sees that transaction and that information. This is an extremely valuable part of real estate, and RESAAS captures that data. The other piece that's a standout for our company that makes us extremely popular and well used on a global basis are agent-to-agent referrals. I mentioned that a little bit earlier too, but RESAAS has become the place to go to refer a client to another agent anywhere in the world, particularly in the US. And what we've managed to create is a world where it doesn't matter which brokerage you're with. We have agents from pretty much every brokerage you can name represented in our ecosystem, trading referrals between themselves. RESAAS facilitates that. We make agreements. We have integrations through electronic signatures. And upcoming soon, a mechanism to allow agents to move funds off the back of referrals too. I'll touch on that in a couple of slides. So this is what we're up to right now, guys. We've spent a lot of time building this platform, attracting agents, getting bums in seats, reaching that tipping point. We crossed that inflection point a few months ago, which was now 1 in 4 agents in America uses RESAAS. That was the green light for us to turn on our paid for subscription tiers. Okay, very similar to LinkedIn. There's a free version that we've been running all this time because we wanted to attract agents. And as people know, when you're growing a network, you don't want any friction to hinder the growth of that. This is a network play. The networking effect was very helpful to our growth. So agents were welcomed without any payment to come and use RESAAS. We wanted their usage. We wanted their bum in the seat. We wanted their data. And we wanted to form that habit, which we've done. Now we've reached that point. We've activated 2 paid for plans. One is $50 a month. One is $100 a month. And we're working through the conversion of our existing 500,000 user base to a paid plan. Pareto's rule of 80-20 is very real in real estate. Put simply, 20% of the agents do 80% of the deals. That's there or thereabouts. It's a very true reflection of the professional user base within this sector. So we believe achieving 20% of our audience on a paid plan in the near term is achievable. Internally, we believe that number can be higher, but that's our immediate target and opportunity. And I can tell you from testing this in a few markets over the last couple of months, most agents upgrading to a paid plan are picking the more expensive $100 per month plan. And so there's some easy math that can be done there to understand what that yields in recurring revenue. So this is the basic subscription revenue channel to our business. The next channel, this is coming online now, and we've been working on this for nearly 3 years, is something that I'm so excited about and I believe is going to blow the lid off this company. We have created a mechanism to move funds, fees, and money between agents and brokers. This sounds simple, but I can tell you that it's not. Moving money peer-to-peer is not a simple thing to do. And additionally, because we have agents globally, we wanted to make sure that when we did this, it could be used in all countries where we had a footprint. This means that the system we built works with a number of currencies. It is KYC compliant. It has AML baked into it as well to make sure that we're on side of all regulatory requirements. And guys, this means that RESAAS is adding a fintech pillar to our business. It allows us to move funds between agents and their brokers. We've built it to be extremely robust, just like the rest of our platform. And here's the rub. Initially, this is being launched to agents that use our platform to already conduct referral business. We process around 1,000 referrals a month, and it goes up a little bit, but that's our kind of baseline average. And you can see on the slide on the screen here that the average referral fee that we've seen from doing this, from matchmaking agents for referrals for all these years, the average fee is about $8,000 US. Okay. So our initial launch, we're targeting and we're selling into pain, which is agents need help to close the loop on a referral to actually get paid. Our initial focus is that. So we will enable agents that do referrals through RESAAS to close the loop to pay each other through us. And RESAAS will charge a transaction fee. But we have built this infrastructure, these money movement rails, if you will, to allow RESAAS to move different types of fees within real estate. And there'll be more news on this upcoming. But as you know, when houses close, when transactions close escrow, there's a number of payments that are made and disbursements that go out. The RESAAS pay infrastructure that we've created is built already to use and leverage those opportunities, where RESAAS has become the operator, the rails, the vehicle to allow funds to be moved between different parties in real estate. This is a very big story. We don't have much time now, but this is something that really has been the layup for a long time for us. There's an opportunity we have to pounce with referral fees, but there's an awful lot of money that moves within real estate generally. And we've constructed our solution that is not yet built by anyone else either to allow that to happen at scale. This is something that's quite significant and coming very soon. The next piece coming soon, and then these are our two big focuses for Q1, is launching a replica of RESAAS, but in this case, upcoming specifically for the commercial real estate market. Everything I've said to date about our growth and our usage and our agents and our customers and our brands that we work with has been residentially focused. That's been our company's focus till now. We now know that the commercial real estate platform is extremely underserved from a technology standpoint. They have very little insight into really what happens within their industry. It's inherently off-book and off-market given the nature of what's sold in commercial real estate. The great example that's always used is you can't really put a for sale sign on a hotel because that would obviously limit who wants to stay there. And this is one of the great qualities of the RESAAS platform. It allows industry participants to share data, to share opportunity, to share inventory and listings without broadcasting it to the wider market. This is something that, from discussing our success in the residential sector with leading commercial brands, we have generated a lot of excitement and endorsement, and this is going to be a major launch for our business in the next couple of months. It's taken some time to construct. It's a very large market. There are less commercial agents from a number standpoint than residential, but the revenue potential and the value of those transactions is actually exponentially higher. So we believe that launching a commercial platform using the same technology stack we've already created will yield an entirely new business division that will be extremely beneficial to our business. So quick summary, we've been very busy creating the momentum in our platform. We've reached that tipping point earlier this year. Now, as we continue to expand, there are two big focuses of the business. One is generating revenue through subscriptions and now transaction fees with our payment system. And two is entering into the commercial real estate sector, something that has not been done by many technology companies from our standpoint. And we believe firmly that this can generate extremely high levels of recurring revenue for our business. The last thing I'll say is that we've learned that the real estate landscape, when it comes to technology, often referred to as prop tech, is actually quite fragmented. There's a number of players out there, many of which we've become friendly with. We've perhaps partnered with, we've entered alliance agreements with, sometimes we've integrated with. The last bullet point on the slide on the screen now refers to M&A. And what we would like to do in the new year, and have already built a pipeline of targets, is to enter into a world of some inorganic growth, using the distribution and the reach that our platform has to allow us to acquire companies and then help them scale through the reach, through the adoption, through the usage of our platform that agents already conduct within RESAAS. This is complementary to our current business. It's not replacing it. It's just a nice add-on. And it will allow us to leverage the public listing that we have, and most importantly, leverage the reach that we have. RESAAS has more agents in its ecosystem than any major real estate brand that you can name. This is the hallmark of a great platform that attracts different industry participants, and we intend to use that using M&A as a vehicle to allow additional inorganic growth. Lastly, before I just open this up to a little Q&A, we have a very strong management team and a growing board of directors. We do plan to list the company on an American exchange coming up in the near future. Again, that will help and assist with our M&A strategy. And we've done a very good job putting RESAAS on the map, but now is the time to leap into the American market, to put more of an American feel on our business and allow some of the larger enterprise sales that we've been working on the commercial side to land, to come to fruition, and to launch that new platform early in 2022. So with that, thank you for listening to the presentation. I'll just load up some questions that have come in here. So we've got one question here, which is, what method of customer acquisition do you use? We have a few. What we've done to date, everyone has been organic. We've only managed to achieve this through relationships and through a lot of air miles and attending events. We haven't had a sales team and we haven't had a marketing budget. So I'm very proud of the growth that we've had and the numbers that we've achieved. What we're planning to do in the new year is actually deploy a growth strategy to acquire users through more strategic partnerships and more traditional digital marketing approaches that are akin to successful SaaS companies. So that's something that we will be doing in the new year as well. Again, growing that top line number of agents that we have that use our platform, knowing that now we have a subscription tier in place, a percentage of those new agents that join will be switching to a paid plan, again, increasing our recurring revenue. Another question that's come in here, where do you see RESAAS in 2 to 3 years' time? Well, it's something that we've been working at this for a while, and really the acceleration in our company's growth and position within the industry has really gone quite bananas in the last 18 months. Some of that is due to COVID, and as everyone I'm sure tuned in knows, COVID was quite kind to digital platforms. Netflix did very well, DocuSign did very well, obviously Zoom did very well during that time. QR codes finally found a use. And as RESAAS is the digital platform for the real estate sector, we saw a surge in usage. I think, frankly, what COVID did is it forced people to adopt and use technology to stay connected, whereas I think prior to that, it would seem more of an optional decision. That growth that we saw during that pandemic, the height of that during last year, has continued. It's definitely snowballed, and like I mentioned earlier, the networking effect is extremely real in a network of professionals like RESAAS. So where do I see us in 2 or 3 years? I see us having created a successful deployment in the commercial sector, where major commercial brands and their brokers and agents use RESAAS to share inventory at a level that hasn't been seen in the industry today. I think there's a number of opportunities within the commercial sector. We're just uncovering some now, but I can tell you that early signals and the number of companies and agents in the commercial sector nodding and wanting us to launch imminently is extremely high. Frankly, I wish we'd done this earlier, but our opportunity is extremely high in that sector. So in 2 to 3 years' time, I see us as being listed on an American exchange. I see us being the authority when it comes to interactions on the commercial real estate side. And I see us having scaled our business more globally than we are today. We are in 160 countries. We are used around the world. We do facilitate international referrals, but today, 90% of our usage is in the United States. I believe that as we become closer to fully saturating that market of seasoned and focused professional agents, I believe that our growth rate outside of North America will increase. We've seen a spike in Europe over the last 6 months, and South America too over the last quarter is increasing. So I see the company as more global. I see it as becoming a steadfast platform for the commercial sector. And perhaps most of all, I see RESAAS as really acting as the financial transaction system, the Stripe, if you will, of real estate, with all of the relationships and all of the diligence that we've put in to create a compliant, easy to use, secure, and instant payment system. With that, that's the end of the questions. It's the end of the presentation. My name is Tom. I'm with RESAAS, a technology company that's built the real estate industry's only platform. Thank you for tuning in, and any questions can be sent to the IR contact that we have on the slides, which I'll put on the screen now, which is RESAAS, RESAAS @mzgroup.us. Thank you.
That concludes today's presentation, and thank you for tuning in.